Hi, everybody. Welcome to Simplify Short Clips Creation with Video AI. I am Natacha Guyot, the video sorceress. If you do not know me yet, I help creatives, entrepreneurs, and small business owners create and repurpose engaging videos to elevate your brand and attract more clients. And today I am delighted to have Sophie Van Tiggelen, online course expert and favorite partner in crime, with me. Hi, Sophie.
Hello, I'm your peanut butter and jelly sandwich partner.
I'm here for it. Now that I finally figured it out, but yeah, no, I'm here for it. Love it. Yeah, no, if you've seen our monthly live, you know we sometimes ridiculous, but we also provide value, so you love us, right? Right? Yes. Please say so in the comments.
But it's because peanut butter and jelly, they go really well together.
Exactly. And yes, by any means, we're not supposed to just be talking at you for 20-ish minutes. Say hi in the comments, if we miss them because LinkedIn and StreamYard suddenly don't talk to each other. Don't worry, we will check all the comments on the LinkedIn page. If you're watching from YouTube, also say hi. And if you're catching us on the replay, do not hesitate to share questions or comments. Sophie and I are happy to continue the conversation.
All right.
So let's do this. So today we are talking about using Video AI and AI-powered tools to create short clips from your long-form videos, which can be lives or pre-recorded video. Because if you're suddenly like, oh, but I only do lives, can I? Yes, you can repurpose your lives. This is what Sophie and I do, and it works. So do not worry. You do not have to just pick live or pre-recorded. You can repurpose your long-form horizontal video into short and vertical videos, either way. But you might say, I don't like short videos. It's really not my jam. Just give me a good old-fashioned horizontal long-form video. I hear you, that's me. But is it our audience?
Right.
Not necessarily. Especially in these days, we all have, not just in this day, but generally speaking, but in this day of short videos, the thing is that we all have different content consumption and learning preferences. And we need to make sure we're going to reach our audience, based also on their preferences. So even if you're like viscerally like, I hate short videos, it's still worth it, to run a test. You don't have to be like, I'm going to turn all of my backlog of 30 long form videos into like, I don't know, many shorts. Just start with one and, start experimenting, because you may have a better engagement there. Because even if you really do understand your target audience, sometimes, the content consumption and learning preferences, we don't know them right off the bat.
Absolutely. That's right up my alley. Like, with online courses, it's a fact that we don't always consume and assimilate information in the same way. Some people like to read, to write, to look at things on the screen, to look at graphics, to listen to an audio track. So everybody is different.
So this is why it's really important to also take, your audience. We always talk about finding the sweet spot between us and our audience. And sometimes, when it's content repurposing, it's not as if you have to create all the things from scratch in a way you hate. This is where the magic of content repurposing and tools like Video AI come in. And also short videos, you can share them across a wide range of platforms and social media, which is why one best practice I do always recommend, and that Video AI allows you to do, is never to go above 60 seconds. Because some platforms would allow you like 90 seconds or not, but the shortest cut point for across different social media is typically 60 seconds. So if you do like one short video, all your short videos, under 60 seconds, then you know that you create them once and then you can just put them everywhere you want without having to worry of if it's going to work with the other platform. Like if you do, YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels and TikToks, you don't have to worry about that. And of course, you can still, share them on Facebook or even on LinkedIn or, with your email subscriber, or even feature them on your website. It's really versatile.
It's like a little snack, a little bite size, dose of knowledge that you deliver that people can consume. I just like the format.
Yeah, no, this is really helpful. And also, we talked about how sometimes, your audience, your established audience prefer the short form, but if somebody is going to discover you, guess what? They're probably more likely to hit play on a 30 to 60 seconds video than just staring at 15 to 30 minutes video. So that's also a good way to make yourself discoverable and snackable.
Yes, snackable. And it's a fact that short form videos, like the little clips you are talking about, they are very addictive. Like people consume a lot of them. So, well, we'll get to this maybe later, but there is a way to link from one little clip to another on YouTube. It's a trick that you taught me.
Oh, yes. We may not really go into detail there, so I'm just going to cover that really quickly here, is that if you're going to upload a short on YouTube, when you upload it, it offers you the possibility to link, to another video that is, so that usually I link to another short, and this way, people just automatically may go and binge your content instead of just like, okay, the short stop, boom, I'm going to go anything else. By this little trick, you keep people longer on your content, longer on the platform, which is better for your visibility and also makes YouTube happy with you, which then pays you back.
Absolutely.
So why Vidyo AI? Because these days, we talk about all the AI tools and, I'm all for AI, when it makes your life easier. But as always, AI really works when there is a human touch. That's really important to consider. But also, I mean, like I said before, I do have 15 plus video editing years behind me. I have no desire to create my own shorts. Nope. I'm out. I would never have done shorts without a tool like Vidyo AI. Nope. I'm out.
When you told me about creating shorts out of my long form videos, immediately went through my mind, like I pictured myself like painstakingly, viewing every minute of my videos to isolate and extract those little gold nuggets. And no, I didn't want to do that. Who has time for that?
Not me. And I cannot get my cats to do it for me. So, I had to figure something else out. And at this point, maybe you have heard of Opus, which is kind of the biggest contender with Vidyo AI at this point. But Vidyo AI can be really powerful even on the free plan. I do use the free plan at this point because the long story short is that Vidyo AI is a platform that will use the AI power functions to automatically go through your long form video and then suggest, I would say in my case, for a 20 to 30 minutes video, I usually get 7 to 12 suggested shorts. And it automatically does the vertical format, and I will give you all a mini tour of the interface afterwards. And the good thing is that, contrary to Opus, for example, is like when you're on the free version, when you do export your shorts, there is no watermark, which is really nice, because that's one of my issue why I didn't go with Opus, because I do know they watermark on their free versions. And generally speaking, you do have enough content to create shorts from, because every month on the free plan, you're allowed to upload up to 75 minutes, 1 hour and 15 minutes of long form content.
Yeah, and that's a very good first level.
Yeah, usually I even have enough to get started on the month after, so that's really, really powerful. And it kind of like everything you may want, with the editable titles, the captions, you can change to have your brand colors, and you can also manually edit and adjust the beginning and the end of a clip. As I said, I usually get 7 to 12 shorts suggested, and I usually have 4 to 6 shorts that I actually keep from a single video. But at the rate of sharing 2 shorts a week on YouTube, even like a 6, that would be 3 weeks worth of it. So
it's a good deal.
Yes, so Sophie, I would love to hear a little more about your experience. So first of all, we kind of touched it on that a little, but what inspired you to start creating short videos from your webinars?
Well, you did. So, you being the video expert. So I was only doing like a picture post and written posts on LinkedIn, and I was sharing them on Facebook and Instagram. And I knew that if I wanted to connect deeper with my audience, that I needed to step it up. And I was hearing everywhere that the video content is very powerful. So I really decided, okay, I need to give it a try. And then we started doing live events like this on LinkedIn, you and I. And I was already doing my webinars before this. And so it's kind of a lot of work, especially the webinars, because you prepare, you are teaching something. It's not just like, by the seat of your pants. That's the expression I was looking for. And so you invest a lot of time and work in this. And being a solopreneur, I wanted to find a way to recycle this. I love to recycle and repurpose what I'm producing. So it was kind of a no-brainer to use a long video to create those short clips. That's all I needed. You convinced me.
Well, I'm glad I did. And then where do you share? You kind of touched on it, but at this point, where do you share your short videos?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I started sharing them first on YouTube, because you can have like shorts on YouTube's now. Again, I didn't know, you taught me this. And then I started sharing them on LinkedIn. And I'm planning on incorporating those into, pages on my website. For example, I also do testimonials from people, and I will get on a call with someone. We had one of those events, you and I. You came on the event to give a testimonial. So it was a long form video, and I put it in Vidyo, and I have these little clips that I'm going to put also on my sales page for my programs.
I love it, because that's the thing, is that we often just associate the short videos with social media, but there's also like your website or even sharing a newsletter, other ways to do that. So this is really, really good. And my cat is demanding today, but it's probably because it's been a few lives since my cat was on. So it's kind of like, Mom, I'm going to catch up for like the free events. I was not showing my butt to everybody. So here we go. So, and what was your experience with Vidyo AI? Because I was just like, oh, it can do this and that, but what was your experience?
So at the beginning, I had a little bit of trouble because I tried to upload really long videos, like over 90 minutes. So that's pretty long. And they were not accepted by Vidyo for some reason. So what I had to do is go back and I cut them up, right? In my video editing software on my computer, I just chopped them up in 3 parts. And then I tried to upload again. And that time it went like a charm. And then as far as, okay, so you upload the video, you wait a little bit, then they send you a notification that everything's ready for you. So it's like a little surprise, and you go and discover what they chose for you. And usually I have to make some adjustments. Like I will move a little bit the cursor so that the beginning of the short clip is a little bit before or a little bit after what they decided. But all in all, it's been working really well. And then what I like, and you're going to show this at the end on screen, is that you can customize. You can, and you have to, well, check your automated captions, because sometimes with my accent, the AI doesn't catch everything correctly. Yeah, I was not going to point fingers, but
you can point finger, because that's me too. That's the European charm.
Yes. So just make sure you have the ability to edit the captions, which I like. And then you can put your brand colors, like you said, and you can decide the font size of the caption. So there is a lot of editing capabilities. And then when you're done, it's just like, boop, you download and it's ready to use. So I would say, all in all, after I overcame this first hurdle of uploading 2 big videos, it took me like a day. It took me like a day and going through editing a first batch. And then it was like, I was cruising after.
Oh, that's amazing. And yeah, there's can be a little bit of the learning curve in one thing, and they have updated it since I started using it last fall. Was like the cursor was really clunky. It's better now with like one of the recent updates at the beginning of this month. I really found a difference that it was way more adjustable, and you can now kind of put the marker and then adjust instead of just being like trying to figure it out, which could be a little hit and miss sometimes. But now they've really updated that, so that's something. If you've tried Video before and you were just like, I'm going to throw this cursor, and the adjustment out of the window, I would invite you to revisit because the update was really beneficial for that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, and what results have you seen from your short videos?
Well, I was pretty happy because since September last year, I've noticed on LinkedIn really a drop in my impressions and engagement. And I was wondering, did I just become boring overnight? But I know now that a lot of other people have been experiencing this on the platform. So I would say when I started posting these short clips, it kind of revitalized my engagement. And, people started commenting again. I think that it's just like there is another type of connection happening when people see you talking, like face to face.
Hey, it's really the human behind the screen. And I think that, some of us really love reading or see the picture, but there's this quality about video that you cannot really replicate.
Mm-hmm. No, and I've heard this many times. Now I'm really taking a deep dive into the YouTube videos too, and testimonials of people are that you have a deeper connections with your audience when they hear you talk, and that you have the chance that they get your body language, how you talk, and all of that. It's important.
And when we're like, like you are an online course expert, I'm a video coach. It's like when we're going to be like, service provider and have direct interaction, we're leader educators, however you want to look at it, that people get a feel of, how we are, and, beyond our words, and, our pictures can also be a first step, the first connection before they may eventually work with us, because we're just like, sometimes, you do not like somebody's voice or, their mannerism, you realize that you're not connecting, and it's nothing bad or wrong with them or with you. It can just be, that it's not the right fit. And having the video component, the body language, the way we talk, can be a way to segue into that and get a first impression of yeah or nay.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm converted now. Like, I don't want to go back to doing only written graphic posts. I'm a convert.
That's amazing. That makes me happy. And it's funny because I was mainly using my shorts on YouTube for the last while, but I'm planning to start using them on LinkedIn as well. It's part of the 2024 game plan at this point. But it's good because in my case, also for people who may have, shared solely on one platform and are looking, to share them on another platform. At this point, what I'm probably going to do is go back and look at my shorts and see which ones had the most engagement and start by reposting those on LinkedIn, rather than starting with the one that didn't do well. And at the same time, if I realize that something didn't do well, but I'm just like, oh, if I have like a solid written post with it, or that it really links to something I've said, it can be. But for starting points, just go and look at your cat that is trying to eat your cords. Just look at your stats, because the metrics can still be a solid indicator for certain things. So instead of being like, which one am I going to start with, which one performed best, start with those, on another platform, and then you can see from that, if the other platform is going to react differently.
Yeah, that would be interesting to compare. Yeah, absolutely. I've noticed that this is interesting, all the psychological stuff that happens. So on my videos, I have more clicks when I show my hands instead of just my head. It's a fact. People click more when they see your hands and when you are doing eye contact. Now, you know that when you upload a short on YouTube, you don't have the choice of your thumbnail, or at least I don't. I can't choose my thumbnail. So sometimes I'm like this, or I'm doing
Yeah, I think you can add thumbnail, on if you're doing that from your phone or something. But I also know that it's usually too much work. So at this point, I'm just like, I'm trusting the YouTube
Okay,
gods
but
and
so
credibility.
I have one video where my eyes are looking down on the left instead of looking like straight at the screen, and people are not clicking on that one. So the eye contact is very important too.
Now we'll have to go back and look at my 50 shorts because I want to see how it happened. Now I just want to show that. But
Mhm.
again, if you're watching and joining us live, if you have any questions or comments about it, just drop them in the comment and we will be happy to answer them at the end. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to give you a very quick tour of having a feel, of the user interface in Vidyo. So Sophie, I am also going to have to tell me when you see my stuff, because when
Okay.
you start sharing your screen, it's another window in StreamYard. So you're just like, I'm just hoping people are actually seeing it. So this is the joys of technology, and there we go. So
Perfect. We see
okay,
screen.
okay, so that's fantastic. So this is your dashboard once you are logged in StreamYard. So here you are going to see all your videos are going to show up, and also just a very quick thing, for example, this one on the left, which is a testimonial, it tells me it's a short video, which is under 3 minutes, which means that they cannot auto-generate shorts. However, this testimonial was a little over 1 minute, and I wanted to be able to get like the juiciest part of it out. So I was still able to manually create a short from it. So this is something you may keep in mind if you have shorter videos like client testimonial and you're like, oh, I also want to have the vertical version of it. You can still upload them in Vidyo and then manually do the trick.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I learn something every day.
I learned that 2 weeks ago.
Mm.
And for example, here you're going to see on the screen that I have 7 out of 75 minutes left of upload for this month. So this is good to know, if you uploaded a few, it's not a guessing game. You will know how many minutes you have left.
Mhm.
So, and like, for example, if you see the ready, in green, that means that all the auto-suggested, all the uploads were completed. I am going to click then on that Embrace the Winter and click on it. It's going to tell me review clips. So let's see.
Mhm.
Can you see inside the video at this point?
Yes, yes. Can you
Okay.
explain actually what's the little number? Like each clip, each tab has a number. Is that like the popularity number or the virality? How
I
does
think
that?
I've never dug deep into that. I do believe the score is based partially on SEO and possible interest. I think it's probably has to do with SEO. I admit I have never really deep dive into it, and so it's something I want to do. I've not been there yet, but like, for example, I have not done any work on this video at this point. So you see, it was a 45 minutes video roughly, and it generated 17 shorts.
Mhm.
And then you can go through each of them. So those I've not touched them. This is just what Vidyo AI came up with. It will also, tell you like the timing of when it is in the video, the timestamps, and tells you how many seconds it is. So for example, the first one is 55, the second is 27, 46. So they're not all meant to be the exact same length. So that can also be good to vary. It's the AI mostly work with, what makes sense in that little snippet.
Mhm.
So then you want to go in and click with what happens. So it's going to tell you, edit and download video. So we are going in.
Yeah, we see the
And it's
inside.
thinking, yes. And so I took this example because there were two of us, and where it happens is that if you see on the upper right there, it's going to say portrait split, which means that if there are two people, you're doing a collaboration, both of you will show in the shorts. Well, if I was doing the simple portrait, it would only show one of us.
Mhm. Mhm. That's pretty cool.
That's really helpful, because otherwise, if you're doing a collaboration, it can be really awkward.
Mhm.
And they have a lot of templates that you may choose from depending on your preferences. So in this case, you see they have templates for the split, and then underneath they have templates that are mostly for a single person. So let's say I'm just going with a basic like that, but you're like, okay, so I don't like the background. Then this is where on the left, the left-hand corner, you have multiple things, the little stars here that says background. Then you can select your background color. So maybe you want, for example, this is close to my purple, you can do that, but you can also add a specific color code if none of your colors are actually showing up.
You know what I did actually, and I was able to do it even in the free version.
The brand kit backgrounds?
Yeah. So I did enter my colors with the hex number. And so now when I click on the background color, all of my colors appear. I think it's pretty...
that's good to know. That was on my to-do list. It's just that I used the black background for the longest. I've only started using, more of my branded color recently in stuff that I've not even released.
Yeah.
And so here you see, when you see the subtitle, you can select the style, if you want them to have different, to be static, or, highlighting the background of how it goes.
Do you have a recommendation? Something you prefer?
I usually have the show 2 words at a time. And I also want to experiment with the highlighting the words. I've not tried it yet, but that's on experiments I want to go to. Most of mine so far, all of mine have been just showing 2 words at a time. So it feels, like they say, it feels spacey, but not too fast. I hate, for example, when stuff goes really fast for the subtitles. I'm just like, nope. Please don't.
Yeah, I've been using just the basic ones. I'm pretty basic.
And then you see you can go into the editor, and you can really, if you see something, you can just change, all the way through, which, like we said, with our accent, sometimes it comes up with fun things. So you can really go in and do that. There's also like the font setting, for example, if you want to have a background effect or a block effect, that's or an outline. You really do have options. I usually use just the background effect, and I'm experimenting with the block effect now, depending how it goes. And so this one, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say, because I didn't see any comments showing up, and I know that usually we have comments and questions from the audience. So I went on my phone to pull up the event on LinkedIn, and there are comments. So I'm going to read.
Then I am so sorry, everybody, because we didn't see any comments show up on StreamYard. So we can address all of that right after I finish the mini tour.
Okay, sorry. Just want to say things that you are sharing some very cool tricks.
Yeah, no, thank you for sharing, and thank you for checking. That's the joys of technology when it doesn't do what you want them to do. And so this template did not have title, but if there is a title, I'm trying to see if there is one that does have. I'm going to briefly go back to portrait standard for one that has a title. Like, for example, here you would have the title, and then you could go and change. See, you could apply and change the different text in the title as well if you have multiple. That's apparently a thing that's solely for TikTok. I do not use TikTok. I am showing my age, but I'm partial to YouTube. I will admit that. But
I think that Nadine is on TikTok, so she might be interested by this.
Yes. Well, indeed, because they have something that is especially meant for people who use TikTok with all the TikTok stuff.
Okay. TikTok stuff. Say that really fast 3 times.
TikTok stuff. I had enough tea today, proof. And then just one last quick thing at the bottom is where you see you have your cursor with the sound, the audio waves, which are much better now that they used to be. And for example, like let's say you want here, you want to cut the beginning, that once you have your marker here, you can directly go and drag without having to guess where you need to go, which is a big improvement for Vidyo.
Mm-hmm. I have a question for you. Can you cut somewhere in the middle?
As far as I know, you cannot. I tried, I didn't figure that out. If there's a magic trick, I have yet to find it.
Okay, I was just wondering.
Me too.
Okay.
Okay, and then once you're done, you would just do download video. And for example, right now, since I'm not on the paid version, I can only do the 720p. I've not had anybody yell at me about that so far. So, and then you would confirm, and then it would automatically download.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay, so that was the mini tour. So now let's see the question, the comments you all shared with us. Also, thank you for your patience and bearing with us and the technology, because normally I see the comments, some of the comments on StreamYard, but today none has shown up.
Yeah, that's bizarre. But so again, Nadine is saying that she likes the fact that you can download in the free version without the watermark, which I think it's pretty cool too. And that, yeah, she agrees that it's already enough work to prepare long form videos. And she really likes the fact that you can repurpose, you can get a lot of mileage out of what you have done. I don't see any other questions showing up, but I have a question for you. So I was wondering, so you do your thing and then you upload them on the social media platform, but do you also store them somewhere on your computer or on your Google Drive for future use? So what's your maintenance there with all the video that you create?
I have copies. I have copies on my computer with backups of every single video I create, including all the recordings of my lives. Mm-hmm. So whether it's, client testimonials, even for the example, I would say, I'm going to take your example because you recently and very nicely, provided some video testimonial for the work we've done together. And I had to do some very light editing about it. I went to the point, and I did that with another client, that I kept the footage and I kept the final, the slightly recut version. It's like years of video editing behind me when I'm just like, when you think you have all your ducks in a row, you don't, and something is going to happen. So this is a little bit of paranoia on my side, but I do keep physical copies on my computers of every single files, including all of my shorts, just so in case, first of all, I don't have to think of where they were, if I need to use them again. And you never know, you may be reusing something at some point, and I have them. I prefer having a copy. It's how I've operated for 20 plus years at this point. So yeah, I do keep a copy.
Okay, I was just wondering because I didn't know, like, should I put them on my computer, on my Google Drive or Dropbox or whatever. But yeah, you answered my question. Thank you.
You are welcome. And I think we've rounded things up. If you do have any questions about Vidyo, please reach out to me, reach out to Sophie to talk about our experiences. And just try them, because even if you personally don't really care for short form video, you don't know, your audience may just love them. And maybe if you start watching them, then you're also going to love them anyway. Right, Sophie?
Do you have a link that you're going to share with the audience?
Yes, I'm going to drop the link. Oh yes, what I'm probably going to do, because I also often get questions about the gear I use or the other software I use, whether it's StreamYard or Vidyo. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop I now do have a page dedicated on gears and resources I have. So I will put it on the LinkedIn page. The LinkedIn event page, and then on that you can also find a link to Vidyo and other resources to simplify your video creation and repurposing.
Perfect. All right.
Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Sophie, and we will all see you all sooner than later.
All right. See you next time.
Bye.